We had said to the competitors in the design competition, we want you to show how innovative Britain is. The whole purpose was to show the Chinese that Britain isn't a staid, boring, traditional country, but we're an innovative, creative country, which we are, but we have to show it. And that's what we did, and we came up with the most innovative, the most exciting design in the whole of the Expo.
We were quite deliberately feeling that the only way that the British Pavilion, the UK contribution at the Expo would stand out would be, it had no choice, it had to subvert the conventional cliched idea of what a pavilion was going to be. Doing something that wasn't a kind of kitsch cliche of the United Kingdom was the only way to actually achieve a governmental objective.
When we studied what the Chinese people think of the UK, they think of our education system, they think of our history and our culture, and we're seen as great leaders in those areas. But in areas of innovation, of creativity, and say design and architecture, the UK is not seen as a global leader here in China. But of course in those areas we are global leaders.
We knew that we had to have a really clear idea. And in the context of an expo, with its busyness and so many competing ideas on many different scales, all trying to catch your attention, the only way we felt we could achieve the goal that was in the brief was to focus all our energies on one idea.
The main idea we had at the beginning was that we actually wanted to create a building where the structure and the content were inextricably linked. Just basically advertising the country through one idea, and that was about the nature and how the UK has embraced nature into its city. And it looks like a natural object and it embodies nature within it.
The concept was fantastic to start with. We loved it. Everyone who saw it in Mace to start with preferred it over the other designers. It is completely strange. It's never been done before, nothing like it. It's a sculpture, it's an object of art, it's an interactive experience if you want to walk in it and wiggle the seeds and so forth. It's all those things. But the nice thing about it was it wasn't a building. Everyone else did buildings, and this was completely different, totally different.
The Chinese, particularly the Expo Bureau, were really pleased that the UK had actually listened to what their theme was, Better Cities, Better Life.
The single best received message as I'm talking to companies as we walk around the pavilion is the idea that we, during Expo, gave people this urban park. The idea that as China moves from a rural population to an urban population, that planners use parks like this in city development. And absolutely, I've seen that business leaders appreciate that message, and I'm sure it is absolutely core to the memory of the UK Pavilion.
It was very clear from the beginning that we really had to focus in on the reality of the UK, you know, the fact that creative industries is 14% of our economy. And so those are the kind of areas where the UK is very strong in advertising, in marketing, all of these areas where we have a lot to offer. we've been doing presentations and taking the opportunity to tell people about the UK as an economic partner, as a partner across all of the areas of activity that we do in China: climate change, education, sport, science and innovation. We've also had about 10,000 Chinese CEOs who've come with their board members and with their customers to our pavilion. Those are the people who will invest in the UK in the future, who will send their children to be educated in the UK, and so on.
I wanted the Chinese investors, the Chinese business people, to think, yeah, Britain is a fun place, Britain is a creative place, Britain is a place worth investing in. I need to go and have a look at it.
For us, the Expo wasn't just for Shanghai, and it wasn't just for 6 months. This is our pebble that you lob into the pond, and that's great. It makes a big splash and everyone pays attention and looks, but it's the ripples that keep on spreading that's the really important thing. We were here before Expo, we'll be here after Expo.
And I think that's the greatest success of all. You know, in 10, 15, 20 years' time, those young kids who went to the Expo will remember one thing: they'll remember the British Pavilion, Thomas Heatherwick's pavilion. And because of that, they'll think about Britain, and they'll think better about Britain.